Okay, we'll have roll call.
Counselor Olson.
Here.
Bridge.
Here.
Bender.
Here.
Stenberg.
Here.
McDonald.
Here.
Joyle.
Here.
Finsland.
Here.
Herrick.
Here.
McKenzie.
Here.
Brown.
Here.
Nowicki.
Here.
And Sather. And we'll note that the mayor is excused tonight.
And at this time, I'd like to exercise my right to vote on any issues that require voting.
Item 3.1 is the American Legion Commander David Kringle thanking the cities for their participation in the annual trip to Thunder Bay for Canadian Veterans Day.
That's on. Okay, I'm David Kringle. I'm a commander of the Richard I. Vaughn American Legion Post 435 here in Superior. And tonight I'd like to thank the City of Superior and Mayor Hagan for their support of our annual trip to Thunder Bay, Ontario, for the observance of our Veterans Day and Canadian Remembrance Day. The City of Superior has supported our local veterans for several years by providing transportation to Thunder Bay and covering the cost of the Remembrance Day banquet, $10 per person. It's been important that Mayor Hagan and his assistant Ronnie Gill have accompanied us. This past year, 19 veterans and spouses, plus Mayor Hagan and Ronnie Gill, made the trip to Thunder Bay. The veterans of Thunder Bay and its citizens really know how to honor their veterans and their current military personnel. The banquet on November 10th is very nice, with some guest speakers and great food. On November 11th, our group joins our Canadian comrades at Fort William Garden, a hockey arena, seating several thousand people. People of Thunder Bay fill the arena. The ceremony is very special. We join our Canadian veterans comrades, presenting our American flag and local flags. Wreaths are brought forward commemorating Remembrance Day and Veterans Day by many organizations, including our post and its auxiliary and the City of Superior. The ceremony includes a rifle volley at 11:11 a.m., the time the armistice was signed ending World War I, followed by a special speaker and followed by a parade of Canadian troops and local youth organizations. And a delegation of Thunder Bay veterans comes to Superior each Memorial Day to take part in our observance. So we thank the City of Superior for its support and look forward to many years of this support continuing. Thank you.
Dave, at this time, I'd just like to thank you folks for your participation in this event as well and everything that you do for this community and the United States as a whole. Thank you.
Item 3.2 is an informational presentation by Precision Foods, Inc., Vice President Michael Sanyat, Vice President of Operations.
Jason, if you could start this out for us, please.
Thank you, Counselor. If you, couple of plugs here. If you read your Positively Superior magazine, there was a small article in the magazine about Clearly Superior and Precision Foods. This was a merger that happened earlier in July. Precision Foods is a division of Muscatine Foods, $100 million food company that distributes a lot of specialty foods, but I think Michael will talk a little bit about, and also talk a little bit about the Thicken Water that Doug Stetzer has developed in South Superior. So, Michael, thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody for inviting me here to speak about our company. It's something we're very proud of. So thanks to the mayor and to the council for having me here to speak today. I'd like to talk to you about PFI, and PFI is Precision Foods Incorporated. And we're a blending and packaging food company that specializes in finished products for customers in food service, retail, and industrial businesses. We were once designed and had up until this past July been entirely dry production, meaning dry seasonings, spices, flavorings. but now we handle liquid production as well with the recent combination of Clearly Superior with our organization. As was mentioned, our parent company is Muscatine Foods Corporation. It's a company based in Muscatine, Iowa, and it invests in various Midwestern agricultural businesses and resource businesses. It's family-owned, and in total, the corporation has about 1,800 employees. Precision Foods, of course, has a mission statement, and our mission statement is that we are engaged in skillfully developing, producing, marketing, and distributing dry and now liquid, blended, and packaged food products of uncompromising quality and service to our customers, while creating a progressive, team-oriented work environment for our employees. We take great pride in this mission statement, and we mean every word of it, particularly the uncompromising quality and our service to our customers, which is very important and has been to our business, which is now almost 20 years old. It will be 20 years this summer. A business that has grown tremendously over that time, and we've managed to create many great products for many people. We're headquartered in St. Louis, Missouri. And in that office that you see pictured there is our accounting, customer service, sales departments, marketing, and senior management group. Except for me, I'm stationed in Bolingbrook, Illinois at one of our other facilities. We have 4 production facilities throughout the Midwest. In New Sharon, Iowa, our New Sharon, Iowa plant focuses on dessert mixes, all dry, ice cream mixes, shakes, all different types of dessert dry mixes that would be rehydrated and put into retail, food service, and different outlets. Our Bolingbrook, Illinois facility is the largest of our facilities and the most diverse. It handles everything from rice mixes, stuffings, salsas, guacamole, dessert mixes, healthcare items, etc. Our Columbus, Ohio plant handles also dry products, cheese sauces, and gravies. And now, with the addition of the Superior, Wisconsin plant, we now have a liquid facility that focuses on a healthcare item for people that suffer from dysphagia. Dysphagia is a swallowing disorder where it's difficult for people to intake liquids without aspirating, and the product that Doug Stetzer developed really helps people in that scenario, and it's something that Precision Foods is very interested in marketing and developing as we go forward. To give you a little bit of information about our company, in our Bolingbrook facility, we have a complete research and development process where we formulate, do market analysis, innovate our flavors, develop new ingredients, and study packaging for all the different types of products that we develop. And as I mentioned, we have a wide range of different types of products that we put out to the marketplace. And also in our Columbus, Ohio facility, we have a Center for Culinary Excellence. It's really a test kitchen as we work with many different types of restaurants and chain accounts. We use our culinary experience and our on-hand chefs, our on-staff chefs, to develop new products, menu items for the various restaurant chains, and to work with them in the development of new tastes and flavors so that they could market their products as well. In that facility, we also conduct production and other operations. Precision Foods is very diverse, not only in the type of products we handle, but also the different markets we go to. 65% of our business is food service, which includes all different types of restaurants. Anywhere you would see products on salad bars, whether that's in schools or in prison systems or along those lines. Anywhere the product could be used back at house. Retail, you actually will see our product on store shelves, and I'll get into that in a minute. And then industrial, where people would take our products and further process it to complete their retail or food service items. Our food service sales group consists of 7 regional managers, 48 brokers, 3 national account executives, and 4 healthcare specialists, where we go to market on the majority of our products, 65% of our business. Our sales to food service operators includes many of the different brands you might recognize there. Tuff, TUF, is a brand from our Columbus operation, which again is cheese sauces and gravies. Dole is a brand that we license for our mix of different fruit-flavored soft-serve ice cream mixes. Milani's a dressing and sauce brand. Frostline is our main ice cream line. Land O'Lakes Cocoa, Land O'Lakes Classic Cocoa is our brand that, we've licensed for our cocoa mixes. So we produce all the cocoa under that brand that you would see in stores, but also handle it in food service groups. Foothill Farms is our dressing brand. Thicket is part of our healthcare line, again, for people with dysphagia. Smithers is for different types of dressings. Mrs. Dash, you may have heard of. We distribute that for food service as a distribution product in our arsenal. And, of course, now AquaCare H2O, which is coming out of the Superior facility. I won't go through each of these different brands you see up here, but this indicates some of the customers that we have in our food service line. We create, as I've mentioned before, many different kinds of dessert mixes, rice items, stuffing items, and things along those lines for a variety of large chains throughout the world. Our retail items, our retail group of items, again includes the Land O'Lakes Cocoa Classics and the Cappuccino Classics. It's in grocery stores, mass merchandisers, and club stores. Mrs. Wages is our home canning line. Mrs. Wages is an interesting story. It includes mixes for salsas, pickles, guacamole, other items that you could mix with grocery items or with items from your garden. It's a great product, and I'll go through some of the details of those items soon. Orrington Farms is a soup mix, that is a soup base in a canister form that's used to flavor gravies, sauces, and as well as soups. Southern Gourmet is our dessert line, a bunch of gourmet dry soup bases, including pie mixes, fudge, and mousse. And Milani, of course, are our pourable dressings that appear in grocery items as well. Our Mrs. Wages family of items includes, as you can see there, a variety of different types of salsas, pickling spices and mix, fruit pectins, and guacamole, and some other seasonal items. That, of course, is in grocery stores, as we've talked about. And then our industrial group, we do contract packaging and blending for large industrial companies that will further process products. PFI's extensive dry blending and packaging capabilities are used throughout the industry. We could package everything from a 0.17 ounce small packet similar to a sugar packet up to a 2,000-pound super sack, and everything in between, drums, bottles, cans, cartons, and we service many different people in the food arena. We figure our product goes into close to 1 billion pounds of finished product every year. And now Superior, Wisconsin is part of our team with the plant at 6120 Tower Avenue, formerly Clearly Superior. As I mentioned earlier, Doug Stetzer developed a fantastic product that we intend to take throughout the country and throughout the world to help people with dysphagia. It's something that we're very passionate about, and we really love the passion that this plant has brought us, as well as the welcome that this town, the city has brought us in coming here. So we really appreciate, again, you inviting me here to speak about our company, but we also appreciate all the cooperation we've got from the people that work with us here and for all the great things that we plan to do here. So thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
Councilor Bender.
Yes, thank you for being here. Very, very interesting. And you might be interested to know that I'm not supposed to have salt or sodium products, so we've been using Mrs. Dash, but I've invented my own. I call it the Bender Blast. And I have given it away to one other person, and I think they're still living after they've tried it. But my serious question was, how many people are employed in Superior at the water?
Currently, there are about 14 people employed there. Our intention is to grow the facility. We have a lot of capacity to grow into, and we have a lot of opportunity. Our sales force has been working throughout the country right now, training brokers and training different people at the point of sale to get the product moving. So we hope to really see a lot of progress there. Yeah.
Very interesting presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Councilor Nowicki.
Yeah, sir, you said you want to expand in Superior. I'm just curious, do you know how many jobs you'd like to create approximately, or is that not, just out of curiosity?
I don't think that's something we could assess right now. We're currently getting our handles around where we could sell all the product, but we intend to grow. I'll leave it at that at this point. But, with growth comes opportunities.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? Oh, Councilor Herrick.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for investing in Superior, so thank you and welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And I would like to do that as well. I'm your counselor out there in South Superior, so I'll be stopping by and visiting with you, but welcome. So
Great. Thank you. It's been a very welcoming city. We appreciate that.
Mr. Sarek.
I haven't talked enough tonight, I guess. I also wanted to kind of go hand in hand with the water, introduce Jay Ott and his team from AdMax, who essentially did the labels for the bottles, as well as is the publisher of the magazine. Jay, I don't know if you wanted to say anything. I don't want to put you on the spot or anything of that nature, but.
If you haven't seen it. I'd also like to thank Precision Foods, because without them, you'd be thirsty tonight. But I just want to say thank you for your support. Without you, the magazine could not have launched, certainly not as quickly as it did. We were expecting to launch at about 36 pages. What you have before you tonight is 52 pages. So because of the outstanding business support in the community, the business is already growing. We're in it not for a sprint, we're in it for a marathon. Watch for issue number 2 coming February 1, and we appreciate your input. We're working on getting it launched online as well, and appreciate input anytime you have it. So again, City Council, Mayor, sorry you're not here tonight, but thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support. It's been outstanding.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Moving along, we need approval of the minutes from the November 15th meeting. Motion by Council Bender, second by Councilor McDonald. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 5.1 is a public hearing for a resolution introduced by the Planning Department to approve the 2012 Community Development Block Grant Action Plan.
Mr. Sarek?
You want me to say a couple of words before we get into the public hearing? We can get into the public hearing. I guess it's whatever the council would like to do.
You're kind of on a roll tonight. Go for it.
All right. Essentially, the resolution is in front of you. This is a yearly occurrence. 2012 action plan is due. We have had this out for public review since about the middle of October. Over 30 days. Our requirement is 30 days. We have received no comments, no questions or anything of that nature. I guess I won't go through any things unless there's any questions for later. We can certainly do that and talk about them after the public hearing. We may have a couple of folks come and speak, but that's up to the council.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to open the public hearing. And if there's anyone that would like to speak in for or against this public hearing, speak now. For the second time, anybody that would like to speak in favor of or against, speak now. Okay, Sharon? You turn on the light, please.
My name is Sharon Cotter, and I'm here to speak in favor of the Community Block Grant Action Plan. I'm a member of the Board of Directors for the Historical Society, And we are here, basically, there's quite a few board members here. We're here to thank you for, I guess, coming to the fact that we definitely need to be handicap accessible at our building. We just had a great USO show this weekend that was packed. It was sold out, all 3 shows, but we still know that we need to have it available to everyone. So this will be a great improvement for us. We were very welcomed by the Finance Committee, so we want to thank the Finance Committee when we met with them several times. The mayor, building inspection was very helpful to us and came up with a lot of very good ideas. So we hope that you support us, and if you have any other questions, we'll be here to answer them for you. Thank you.
Okay, and for a third and final time, if there's anyone to speak in favor of or against this public hearing, do so now. Okay, with no one else, this public hearing is closed. Oh, Denise, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just have a question for Jason. I know that there's a advisory committee for the nonprofits for deciding where the grants go. Who decides where the money goes for the other grants?
Thank you, Counselor. As you, just kind of give you a little bit of history, probably about 8 or so years ago, when Mayor Ross took office, former Mayor Ross, we went through a different change. We went through a couple of years where the CDBG Advisory Board, which is still intact, and Counselor's right, currently they do the nonprofit side or the public service side, which is the Boys and Girls Club and CASDA and the like. The thinking at that time with the administration was to have the advisory board just do those organizations, and then have city staff recommend the city activities and the other activities like the bid and the like of that, and then present them to you for consideration. Essentially, the advisory board used to do that all. Now there's a split. So essentially what happens is the applications come in, my staff, myself, Kim and Coral, sit down and we look at whether or not they're eligible. If we have any questions, we consult our rep down in Milwaukee, and we then, essentially, I present a budget to the mayor and we discuss. We also look at our needs. The one thing that we've worked very hard on, and Frog and I have been dealing with over the last couple of years, is our sidewalk program and being consistent with being able to improve our ramps, improve those things. So we've made really good headway. There's a lot more work to do, so we determine a lot of our what we can do for our sidewalks in our CDBG areas, and that's where you see a fairly large number. We also have done, some city streets with this money. We don't have one in this budget this year because we don't have one programmed, but we've done Banks Avenue. We've been very successful in leveraging a lot of dollars. Just to take a step further, Mayor Hagan and I have also decided that we want to bring back our single-family rehab program, our loan program that was discontinued a few years back. It is, it's a good program for low-income folks that, so that we can go in and do some rehab on their homes, provide a very low-interest deferred loan on certain things. It also provides us with a set of income as well, particularly when the grants are getting cut and putting more program income into this, which is income to us when folks sell homes or whatever, is really a great thing to keep the program going. So I guess if, that essentially things are split now, getting back to your question, and I haven't talked this over with the mayor or anything of that nature, of actually looking at putting the whole budget in front of the advisory committee again. If that's something that the council would like to do, I'd certainly be more than happy to talk to the mayor about that and see how he feels and have some further discussions about that. So, welcome.
Okay, Councilor McKenzie.
Yeah, well, I guess it's okay to speak now, or I was thinking maybe wait until we get a motion, or is it okay to speak now?
We could probably ask for a motion. So it'd be motion to approve, second by Bob. Discussion. Councilor McKenzie.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment to Sharon. Thanks for being here and speaking and telling us about the Historical Society, and thanks for everybody from the Historical Society for being here. I think they've done a wonderful job of preserving history and here in Superior, and I happen to like history of Superior. I happen to like all of the museums, and now with this on the CDBG, they're going to be able to utilize and utilize some money to get an elevator in the building, and so that everybody will be able to enjoy these shows like the USO show and some of the other stage shows that have been there. So I think this is a great thing, and thanks for being here.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Same sign.
Item 6 is a consent agenda. There's one additional referral before you tonight from Councilor Herrick to the Public Safety Committee. There is also a request to separate item 6.13, 6.15.2, and 6.15.5.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Discussion? We'll separate them now.
Yep.
Okay.
Item 6.13 is Councilor Olson is requesting the ATV ordinance be amended to allow usage on side streets and alleys during or immediately after a heavy snow event, as long as the plow and emergency beacon are affixed to the vehicle, allowing someone to plow a neighbor's sidewalk and/or driveway.
I had this being referred to the Public Works Committee, and after talking with Sergeant McGillis and staff, along with Mary Morgan, Meredith, a few other people, we have an ATV ordinance, a recreational vehicle ordinance, in effect in the city of Superior, but there's also a Wisconsin law that does allow for ATVs to drive on city streets, sidewalks, having the plows on them, having a beacon with 360-degree visibility, and speed limits. So I asked Mary to just kind of briefly let us know what that law is, so that not only the public but us as counselors, and I was assured that Sergeant McGillis was going to talk to the police force itself as the winter comes along and people are going out onto some of these streets and using their ATVs in a positive manner, in a goodwill effort like I had intended for plowing snow and stuff. So Mary, if you would, please.
Sure. Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Olson is correct that we currently have an ordinance, city ordinance on the books that restricts ATVs to designated trail systems. Common Council passed that some years ago after a very thorough review by the Park and Rec Commission, and with input from Warden Kroll and Recreational Trail Officer Olson and our own police department staff as well. But in June of 2010, the legislature passed a state statute that would allow ATVs to be off-trail if they are plowing snow and under certain circumstances. For example, you have to be 2 miles from your starting point or less. You can't, between the months of October 1 and April 30th are the time frames, and as Counselor pointed out, you have to display one or more illuminated yellow lights that are flashing or rotating and so on. And then there's a number of other criteria regarding speed and remaining on the right-hand side of the road and so on. So the DNR has put out a very nice brochure that lets the public know under what conditions they may operate an ATV for snow removal purposes. So Sergeant McGillis has assured us that it's permissible even given our own ordinance according to state law.
Thank you. So with all that being said, this is more informational than anything. Thank you for your report. Everybody else had a real good input on it, too, on short notice. So at this time, I'd like to make a motion to receive and file this. Okay. There's a motion and a second. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you all.
Item 6.15, item 2 is the Finance Committee, November 10th, recommendations to approve the 2012 health insurance rate increase of 10% and renewal.
Councilor Bender.
Right. And this is not speaking against this. This is just a bit of information that was requested to be given by a member of the Insurance Committee. And after this, I will move to approve this, and they're in favor of approving it too. But this Insurance Committee member has spoken to me a couple times about it, and that he and the unions would like the opportunity to reconsider the out-of-pocket expenses and the premiums, but keep the 10%. Now, according to this person, they will present their ideas at the next Insurance Committee meeting, and that these ideas, and when I was talking to this person, I said, should it say could be a money saver for the city? And he said no, will be a money saver for the city. And he also mentioned something that I was not aware of, is that a recent change in the law to allow consideration without actually compromising a working agreement, and it's AB 319, and that allows for contract opening just to discuss these type of fringe benefits. So again, this information is just for information purposes, and this person will be making that presentation to the next meeting of the Insurance Committee.
Councilor Bridge.
I'm just curious, Gene, does this have to be renewed, like now, and nothing could be accomplished actually for another year, as far as what has been brought up here?
Yeah, we do need to get approval on this. We have, our plan is renewing on the first of the year, and so, yes, we've had long discussions on this in our Insurance Committee, the subcommittee throughout the year. Many committee members are on there. We don't just kind of pull a number out of the air. We have a lot of discussions, and then it goes through the process, as it has every other year, that it goes to the Finance Committee for approval, which it did. Then it comes to Council for approval, and then we have a certain period of time where we have to get notices out to all the retirees and all the employees, and then it's in effect on January 1st.
So with that, I would entertain a motion. Councilor Bender?
Right. Well, again, I was just giving this for informational purposes, and I'll put this back in the hands of the person that called me, and let him know that this passed as was written for the 10%, and he can bring it back and further those discussions at the Insurance Committee level.
Okay, there's a motion and a second on the floor. Any further discussion? Hearing none, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Item 6.15 is the Finance Committee, November 10th, recommendation to approve changes to the city sewage billing statement that Superior Water, Light, and Power had previously agreed to make at the December 9th, 2010 Finance Committee meeting. There are two people signed up to speak to this item.
Mind we ask who requested this to be pulled from the consent agenda?
Councilor McKenzie.
Okay, Marty Curtis.
And I'll just remind people as they approach the microphone that we're going to hold you to a 3-minute time limit. Thank you.
Marty Curtis, 5301 East First Street. Kevin Peterson and I have spent many hours working on the sewage billing issue in the last few years. We've made some real progress in some areas, like getting the interest rate reduced from 18% to 12%, and changes that are before you tonight that will add the previous sewage balance, total sewage balances, and the rate of interest to the bill. These are all very positive changes and are greatly appreciated. These changes were approved almost a year ago by our Finance Committee. Kevin and I felt strongly that Superior Water, Light, and Power bill should explain how the city sewage portion could be paid separately and directly to sewage if a person wished. Because sewage is always the last portion of the bill to be paid, this leads to high sewage bills being placed on the real estate tax bill. We sent a sample bill to the Finance Committee, but none of the changes were implemented. Superior Water, Light, and Power objected to the changes with the following reasons. And I'm just going to read them here. Superior Water, Light, and Power Company does not support the requested modifications as we believe they could have a potentially negative impact on the collection amounts due from our utility customers. I don't believe Superior Water, Light collections should be our councilors' first interest. Our citizens should be. We ask for the Superior Water, Light payment or collection process to be altered. We are not asking for the Superior Water, Light payment or collection process to be altered. We are only asking that the policies for sewage or sewage-only payments developed by Superior Water, Light, and Power be clearly listed for customers to be knowledgeable on how money is applied to their bill and how a citizen can pay additionally on sewage. Their other reason was, in addition, some of the proposed changes imply that it is acceptable for customers to pay less than the full amount billed, which is not accurate or appropriate message. We all know in a perfect world everyone has enough money to pay all their bills in full. But in the world we live in, that is not the case. I believe the city and Superior Water, Light, and Power has an obligation to explain their payment policies to customers on the bill. The existing contract between Superior Water, Light, and Power and the City of Superior allows for these changes, with the city paying reasonable expenses for them. Please send this back to the Finance Committee or some other place that we can resolve this at, but somewhere, and ask Superior Water, Light to enter into an agreement to honor this contract that favors the citizens of Superior. Thank you.
Thanks, Marty. Kevin Peterson was signed up as well.
As Marty requested, a simple request on this item is to send it back to Finance. I did speak with Mayor Hagan last week on these related issues, and although he's not here, I believe his intent was that we sit down with either Finance or the Finance Committee or the Finance Department and discuss additional options. I want to point out, if you do approve this tonight as it sits on the agenda, which these are things that we've been working for, I believe the cost was about $3,200 to make those changes. The only reason we'd ask you to table it is to, in case there's additional minor changes, it would actually be a savings, as much as I want to see these things progress. I did ask, I believe I sent a written letter to Finance to table this when it went to Finance, and I was unable to attend. The Water and Light, one of the reasons this is dragged out for you, the Water and Light said that needed 6 months to respond to a request, and their response was that it would negatively impact their cash flow, which they would have known that 6 months prior. But anyways, I was unable to attend that Finance meeting because there was only a few days' notice, whereas Water and Light had 6 months to respond. I just wanted to, this is not the place to debate all the issues, and I'd ask to be able to do that at Finance. I heard it said on this issue that, geez, some of the councilors don't get any complaints on this. It's just Marty and Kevin. And I'd ask you that if you have an issue that you don't get any complaints on, it doesn't mean there's not an inequity on an issue. And I ask that you please don't wait for a pact to form so that you can follow it, but rather be a leader on this issue and send it back to Finance. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Second.
Okay, discussion, motion and a second. Mackenzie.
Yeah, I know that this has been an issue for a long time. I know it has been discussed for a long time. I know we've made some strides here. Marty, I think, mentioned something about the interest rate. We got that straightened out. There were some billing issues. I think Water, Light, and Power did agree to make some of those changes. This last thing they just don't want to do for some odd reason. I'm not sure if further discussion in the Finance Committee is going to make any difference there, because the letter's still going to come back. The Finance Committee is still going to, I'm sure going to be sympathetic to their wants and their needs. If there's someplace else that this could go to be discussed, somebody else wanted to hash this over and over, that would be fine. I don't know what that would be right now, but somebody else has some suggestions. But I think the Finance Committee has done a pretty good job. I'm happy that they listened to a lot of these issues that have been going on for a long time with billing, and I know the billing issues can be ridiculous at times, trying to figure out, and especially if you've got multiple residences, or in some cases rental units. So that's what I got to say, I guess.
Any further discussion? Hearing or seeing none, there's a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? 8 and 2.
Item number 7.1 is Assistant Finance Director, Zahuski, is submitting the 2012 Information Services budget.
A motion by Councilor Bridge, second by Councilor Bender. Discussion. Hearing or seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 7.2, Public Works Director Getzman is recommending the UV disinfection system and pH control system projects be awarded to RJS Construction for $4,090,000.
Motion by Councilor Finland, second by Councilor Bender. Any discussion? Hearing or hearing none, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 9 is business by councilors. Councilor Nowicki has a youth council report.
Yeah, I'd just like to talk real briefly about the past youth meeting for Superior Days. We had a good meeting. I saw a lot of new faces and also some older faces from years previous. I heard a lot of good ideas. I think we actually had 16 issues submitted, which is more than I've ever seen. I think it's going to be a good year. Hopefully the lobbying will be a little more effective with not as much chaos in the Capitol. If anybody has any questions on the issues, I'll do my best to answer them. Like I said, there's 16. I don't know them quite off the top of my head, but they're at home on the computer and email. So that's about it. Thank you.
There is an Issues Committee meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock as well, isn't there?
I believe that's correct, yeah. I think it's the overall selection board is tomorrow.
Yep.
For the issues, so
okay.
Hopefully we'll have some of those passed.
Okay. Thank you.
Item 11.1 is an ordinance introduced by Environmental Services Administrator Romans, amending City Code Section 114-62 sewer usage user charge.
Motion by Councilor Finland, second by Councilor Bridge. Discussion, Mr. McKenzie.
Yeah, I know this has been a big issue that we've talked about quite a bit. I know it has a lot of environmental impact that needs to be addressed, but there's several reasons why I'm opposed to it. Reasons as far as the amount that's going to be charged. I think a lot of people don't understand, or maybe don't know. I didn't know until just recently that even people with septic tanks and holding tanks are going to be affected because of the rates are going to be increased to those people who pump those out and then bring those to the facility. So it's going to be affecting just about everybody, whether you're on the sewer system or not. So, thanks.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing or seeing none, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay.
Item 11.2 is an ordinance introduced by the Public Works Department amending the traffic code Schedule J, disabled parking zones by adding 1522 Hewitt Avenue.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
11.3, ordinance introduced by the Public Works Committee amending the traffic code, diagonal parking by adding 43rd Avenue East, the southeast side between East 2nd and 3rd Streets, and from the alley to East 3rd Street.
Motion by Council Bridge, second by Council Bender. Any discussion? Seeing or hearing none, all signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
11.4 is an ordinance introduced by the Public Works Department amending city code, the traffic code, disabled parking zones by adding 1819 Ohio Avenue.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Motion by Councilor Bridge and second by Bender to adjourn. Meeting is adjourned.